prison than any other country in Western Europe. Our children are some of the most unhappy in the world. We have to change this. And the journey starts in our schools. We need to draw out the potential in every child, from every background. Children who are struggling or falling behind, we must help them with extra support, one-to-one tuition or catch-up classes, funded by our pupil premium, which targets extra cash at deprived children. We can engage parents too, giving them the power to set up schools if that's what their community needs, like parents did in Lambeth with help from a Liberal Democrat council, making education people-sized, people-shaped. That means making sure there are different kinds of schools to suit different kinds of children. One size fits no one. The government has messed things up for this generation of children, criminalizing, criticizing children, fingerprinting children instead of supporting them. And they do down children, just as they treat us grown-ups as if we were still 5-year-olds. Needing to be checked up on, monitored, controlled. We are the most spied upon country in the developed world. A million innocent people have their DNA on a criminal database. More surveillance cameras than anywhere in the world. Parents snooped on by council officials checking up on where their children spend the night. They're even putting tracking chips in our bins. And for what? For what? We're still less safe than our European neighbours. Too many young men are still caught up in a cycle of violence. And as Chris Hume has so powerfully shown us, our prisons have become colleges of crime. They have taken our liberty from us and given us nothing in return. Liberal Democrats will give our freedom back. I don't just mean civil liberties, though we'd restore them. I don't just mean human rights, though we would cherish them. I mean allowing people, families, communities to decide what's right for them and do it. Because the government doesn't know what's best for us, and it never will. I've talked about the new economy and the new kind of government the Liberal Democrats will create. I just want to talk briefly about the road we will travel together to get there. Because simply changing things around at the top won't work. We saw that in 1997. We saw it again in 2007. You can change Prime Minister without changing Britain at all. So we need to transform politics. Because unless we bring people in so everyone can take part, every change we need will fail. The way Britain's run today means the government doesn't have to listen to anyone. Less than a quarter of people voted for Labour at the last election, and yet they get to wield total control over all our lives. What's incredible is that Labour and the Conservatives alike still say we are the mother of democracies. What world are they living in? In 2001, for the first time ever, more people didn't vote than voted for the winning party. And when it happened, Labour and the Conservatives didn't pull out all the stops. They didn't go into crisis mode to fix it. They sat back and let it happen again in 2005. Surely, every rational person can agree we've got to do something different. When politicians are held in the same contempt as the chewing gum on the bottom of your shoe, shouldn't we try something new? An end to big donations, fewer MPs, A parliament that actually holds government to account. No more fiddled expenses. A fair voting system. A politics that puts people first. I want our politics to connect with people again. That's why in the next 9 months, we'll knock on 1 million doors in Britain to speak face to face with the people we're asking to support us. It's why tonight we're calling 250,000 people to hear their views on the challenges facing our country. It's why we're streamlining our decision-making through the Bones Commission. And it's why, ever since I became leader of our party, I've held open public meetings every couple of weeks or so, where everyone's invited. Anyone can ask a question or raise any issue. Real politics, real passion, real people. Now, I can't tell you every step on the road for us as a party, but I can tell you where we're headed. Government. We grow every year. We grow every year. We've been in government in Scotland, in Wales. We run more big cities in England than any other party. At the last general election, we won 6 million votes, more than any other Liberal party in Europe. Together, we will double our MPs in Westminster. And at the next general election, we'll take a giant leap towards that goal. And we can do it because we are the vanguard of British politics. We have been at the forefront of a revolution in ideas. The first to fight for women's rights, gay rights, human rights. The first to understand the problem of climate change. The first to see the economic crisis on the horizon. The first to see the vital role of liberal interventionism in international affairs. And the first to see its limits and oppose the illegal invasion of Iraq. We are a powerful party. We are getting stronger, and our ideas are the right ones to get Britain back on track. Remember 1997? Things can only get better. We were told our country would be a success. No one would be left behind. It didn't happen. New Labour failed. But there is a new Labour on the block. Blue Labour, the Conservative Party. Let our country not be fooled again. If you were drawn to Labour in the 1990s because you believed in a better future, because you were filled with hope that things would get better, join us. We are the ones who can make it happen. Labour is finished. It's over. The Liberal Democrats are now the only party that can deliver social justice. We are the only choice for anyone who wants a fairer Britain. A party that will put money back in the pockets of ordinary families. A party that will build a stable green economy for each and every one of us. A party that will change politics so that every person counts. The Liberal Democrats, join us and make it happen. Thank you.